everyone, my name is Jenna and welcome to my channel Divine Direction. In this video we are going to be looking at the full moon messages for the sign of Aquarius. Aquarius, okay. I have a few decks that I used and basically every single deck there would be a bunch of cards that would come out all at once and I'm like, okay, I'm going to put these back. When it kept happening, I'm like, all right, so there's a lot going on and we need to maybe prioritize, and I'm feeling really dizzy, but there seems to be a lot going on and I feel like I need to organize these. Okay, so the two cards that came out in my surrender deck are Surrender, Obsessive Thinking, and Surrender to Play, and I feel that they are both very much connected, okay? Because the first line in Surrender to Play says, take a break from overthinking a goal. So to me, the obsessive thinking, the overthinking, this could also be us having so much going on in our heads that we need to start letting them go, all right? Little bits here and there, and clearing it. So I keep seeing the word prioritizing. Oh, all of a sudden I feel better when I start clearing it. You also had the Clean Your Space card come out, and that's what I'm kind of feeling here is cleansing, clearing our heads, okay? And you have the Cleanse card. Okay, this isn't necessarily us cleaning our physical space and feeling that this is clearing this, okay? Letting go, surrendering what's no longer serving us in our head. Whew. Okay. I'm hearing that some of us are obsessing, having obsessive thinking, and to me this is like thinking that keeps going on and on and on and on about certain things that really sometimes our obsessive thinking is our anxiety. It's us building up things in our head that doesn't need to be built up. I can't tell you how many times I've had obsessive thinking where I just constant chatter in my head about creating scenarios of things that might happen but never did. Okay, that's kind of the vibes that I'm getting from this one portion of the message. Okay. I'm thinking about, so this happens to me a lot in the shower. I don't know if this is something with you as well, Aquarius. It doesn't necessarily have to be in the shower, but a lot of the times in the shower, when I'm washing my hair, that's when the chatter starts. Maybe that's how your day begins. Whew. And a lot of the times when I'm in the shower, I have to stop and say, why am I thinking about this? You know, sometimes it's me thinking about an old Seinfeld episode and I'm creating my own scenario of what happened. And I'm just like, oh, why? Why am I doing this? Why am I thinking of this? It's such a waste of energy. Literally, there's no point in me thinking about it. And once I have that awareness, then I can let that go and maybe have some peace. I have a lot more peace in my head now, but before it was just constant. And that's what I'm getting here for some of you, okay, Aquarius? Letting it go. Now, the bottom of the deck, you do have the Music card, and the funny thing is, which, I mean, it's not so funny because this happened for a reason, but one of the things that my guides, one of the tools, suggestions that they gave me when I was dealing with this was, hey Jenna, if it's worse in the shower, why don't you play some music and try to focus on singing the song? So I created a playlist and I bring my music in when I go to shower, and that really helped me. That is my mind wander while I'm underwater. Yeah, sometimes. But it's the self-awareness, so the catching it, right? So when we're aware of this thinking, this unnecessary thinking, we can really put a stop to it, okay? Now, my example was about a TV show, okay? But have I thought about scenarios in my life of how things could happen. Yeah. And that created a lot of anxiety, unnecessary anxiety for me. Okay. When that happens again, having that self-awareness, right? Oh, I'm obsessively thinking about this. And I think obsessively thinking about it is not a positive sounding term. Why don't we change it to a constantly thinking about or building things up in our head? When we have that awareness, then we can stop it, definitely. But we also have to ask ourselves, why am I doing this? Or ask ourselves, would that actually happen? Okay? More often than not, in the scenarios that I've created in my head, well, would that really happen? No, it wouldn't. Every so often I catch myself doing that because I'm kind of in this reflective phase, I guess you could call it, where things from my past pop up and for me to acknowledge them, not necessarily to relive them, like I are saying relive, but to remind myself of what I've been through, but also, it's just like, oh yeah, I remember how difficult that was. Yeah, okay, yeah, okay. And now it's quiet again. So, as someone who has had constant chatter in her head, I can tell you that you can deal with it and you can release it and you can let it go. Sometimes when my guys are talking to me, I feel like I have chatter in my head all the time, but there are times when they shush and I'm just like, wow, this is nice. Peace and quiet. Okay. So, alright, this is what we're getting to. When we have this constant chatter in our head, there's a reason why they said prioritize. Because what's gnawing at you the most is what we're going to deal with. Okay, Aquarius? Yeah. When we're building up scenarios in our head, which I've done many times, so I'm not saying anything bad about it to anyone for doing it. But a lot of the times, it's just something that I just needed to release. Like, okay. So a couple of years ago, so I've always had anxiety, and a couple of years ago, my mom really wanted to buy this thing, or I'll just tell you. She wanted to buy a pillow. It was a special kind of pillow for my dad for Christmas, but she wanted to get him two, and we didn't have a lot of money at the time, so she settled for one. And we looked at a couple of places, and we ended up buying it on eBay. And it was weird because it ended up coming and we were all happy. Okay, dad's Christmas present, his pillow, he wanted a pillow for Christmas, came in. And then another one came in. And I said to Mom, did you buy two? And she's like, no. So I messaged the person and I said, oh, was this supposed to be a 2-pack? Because a second one came. Now, they both came from different places because one of them came from, I think, Amazon, even though I bought it on eBay. The other one came from Bed Bath & Beyond. We looked on Amazon, we didn't see any. Didn't think to look at Bed Bath & Beyond, but that's not important. Anyways, it came from two different spots. I guess this person was selling them on eBay and they were fulfilling them through other avenues. Okay, which is fine, whatever. But they accidentally ordered two for us instead of one. And I was stressing out because of the situation. I built it on my head. At the time I had mad social anxiety. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm going to have to go to the mail, which was a big thing for me back then. And oh my gosh, I'm going to have to pay for shipping. Okay, that's a whole other thing. I had all of these things in my head, like, oh my gosh, wore myself out. And one thing about me having to pay shipping, I don't know why I thought that, because it wasn't my mistake. It was this person's mistake, and if they wanted it back, they were going to have to pay shipping. right? But that's how unnecessary my thoughts became. And if I had just stopped and thought, is this true? Is it a big deal for me to go to the post office? No, there's usually not that many people there. I live in a small town. Two, would I have to pay shipping? No, it wasn't my problem, right? But I built it up so badly in my head and it just wore me out. Luckily, I had read Tasha Silver's book, Outrageous Openness, where she surrenders situations to the divine. And I was like, okay, I'm going to do that. That was something new for me. I'm like, okay, God, I surrender this situation to you. It's in your hands. And then I tried to detach myself from the outcome. And it wasn't the easiest, because it was new to me. But anyways, what ended up happening is the person emailed me back and they were like, oh yeah, I didn't mean to do that. And, but they basically told me, keep it, right? Keep it. Because it would have costed them way more money for them to pay the shipping, for it to go back to them, and then to have to ship it out again. So we ended up getting 2 pillows for the price of one. For my dad, he got 2 pillows that year. But that's what happens when we kind of detach ourselves from the situation, try to calm down our mind and surrender that. That's what I'm kind of getting here, is taking some of the things off your shoulders and surrendering them to the divine, okay? Especially when our mind is so chaotic, it's hard for us to listen to our intuition. It's hard for us to see clearly. And I wasn't thinking very clearly in that situation, but I realized from reading that book that, okay, that now is the time to try this, and it worked out in my favor. But by doing so, that has really helped me to take that stress, take that chaotic thinking off my plate, okay? That's what I feel for some of you, that we're building a lot of things up in our heads and we're not seeing things clearly, and we're wasting time and energy on this form of thinking. It's not healthy for us, and my guides are not saying that you're a horrible person for doing this, because we all do it. I did it for so many years, I can't even tell you, okay? So for some of us, we need to prioritize all of the chaos and all of the stuff that is going on in our heads, and whatever it is that we feel that we, I don't want to say can't control, but if you feel like you don't know what else to do, you can always hand it over, the situation over to the divine, and I have done that. I have done that. Okay, and now that I talk about that, I feel a little bit lighter. Is there still a little bit of chaos going on in the feeling of this reading? Yes. Yes, there is. But I feel a little bit lighter. And layer by layer, little by little, we remove that and have that clarity. So we're clearing space in our mind. Okay? Clearing space in our mind. And that's what we really need to focus on releasing. Or I like to say you may benefit from, because this is a general reading. It might not resonate with you. Okay. Yeah. This can also be, I also kind of had the feeling that some of you have so many things that you want to do or want to accomplish, and you're trying to make it all happen in a short amount of time, or trying to do it all at once, and it's just creating chaos in your head. Or in your life as well. But I keep saying, let that shit go. Let that shit go. Let that shit go. Alright. Let that shit go. Okay. I'm like, hold on, we weren't done with the other one yet, Jenna. Let that shit go. Getting rid of the unimportant things, handing them over, delegating them to the divine, that can really help you. Letting go of those things in your head to be able to clear your mind. You do have the burning bowl ritual, so some of you may benefit from doing that. I'm kind of seeing like somebody burning photographs or little mementos from an ex. Maybe that will help you. Let that shit go. They're showing me like physical stuff in my house that I have from my ex that I want to get rid of. I haven't dealt with it yet. I've dealt with some other aspects. I'm not going to burn it. It'll be more like a donation thing. But my guys are like, Jenna, let that shit go. Let that shit go. It's not really bothering me, but every so often when I see it, I'm like, oh yeah, I gotta let that shit go. I gotta get rid of that. But this cleansing, that's important, the cleansing. Okay, making room for the new, making room for the positive to grow. Okay, yeah. Yep. Okay, when we have so much going on in our heads, especially when they're maybe more negative in nature, the overthinking, the anxiety, all of that stuff, it's hard for us to bring in the positive. So they were showing me the word affirmations. I know I tried to do them, and I have done them. They have benefited my life. But before, I just had so much going on that it was just like, Jenna, there's no point in putting that in until you clear it all out. You got to clear it out first, okay? That's what I'm getting here. We're clearing the mind so we have that free focus space. Yeah. This is definitely about focus, because then later, oh, okay. That's so weird. The way that I was interpreting your cards, now, after them saying that, I see it differently. Okay, so that's why we're going towards this X thing. Clearing that out. Now, this could be you physically clearing out space and getting rid of stuff from your ex, right? But this is more about the mental space. The mental space. Burning pictures of them might help you. It might help you. It might help you in creating a ritual where you are setting the intention that you are releasing this relationship. You are letting it go. Interesting, yeah. Because you do have the love card, and to me this looks like I'm getting the vibes of a breakup, but the person's energy is still lingering. It's still in your head. But you also have the soulmate card, and I'm interpreting that as somebody new being able to come in. So we're making room, we're clearing the old to make room for the new, right? So some of you may be thinking about your ex a lot. I mean, this could be different for everyone, right? I was thinking about my ex-partners a lot lately. And some of it was healthy. It was like, okay, I'm learning this from this experience, and other parts of it, things were coming up, and I'm like, why am I thinking about this person? Like, they're not in my life anymore. Okay, yeah. And recently a thought came up, and I'm like, my guides sometimes will send me stuff, and I'm just like, why am I thinking about this? This isn't important. Yeah. It isn't important. That person, not to be rude to them, but they're not part of my life anymore. So this isn't important. I want to bring someone new into my life. It's time to let go of the old, okay? for some of you, maybe cleaning your space is going to help you with that. Doesn't necessarily mean getting rid of an ex-partner to bring in a new one. This could be something else. This could be you wanting to start fresh, wanting to start new, and cleaning your space. And this is only if it resonates for you. I know, especially with spring coming up where I live, I like cleaning my space. I like having that freshness, that newness. So for some of you, maybe you feel guided to do that, cleansing your space. You could smudge your space, do a salt burning. There's so many different things that you could do, but whatever it is that feels right for you, okay? For some of you, maybe using essential oils. They're showing me I have an instant smudge spray, and I spray that. So some of you may do that, or using other essential oils. Whatever this is, it could be your physical space, but it's more the mental space too, right? Whatever is best for you and whatever feels best for you, it can help you let it go, okay? We're cleaning that one up and we're moving on. This can help you bring in the new person, right? Because you're clearing that spot. So my guides always give me the analogy, I guess you could say, if you were going to start planting seeds in a garden, if there's all these weeds and all these dead flowers and all of that stuff in this little space, are you really going to plant new seeds in there? No, probably not, right? You're probably going to rip up the roots of the old one and you're going to clean it up. You might spread some fertilizer on it, give it some Miracle-Gro. I don't know. I'm not a gardener, but you know, you're gonna clean up the space, because if you don't, some of the seeds, they might not take root. They might not get all of the nutrients, the water, the sunshine that they need to grow, because these old flowers, these dead flowers or plants, maybe they're covering them up. They're not getting the sun. Okay, that's the analogy that they give me. If we don't clear our heads, clear our hearts, it's hard for new stuff to take root, right? So that's what we're getting here. Okay. Yeah, okay. A lot of your cards, I'm like, I don't see a point in having these cards here. We're not talking about what I normally talk about when I see this card. Nope. Nope. Oh, no. No. There, I just cleared it. I cleared the space. I cleared the space. So now we have room to grow. We have room, as my friend likes to quote Step Brothers, we have room for activities. I butchered that quote, but that's okay. That's okay. Okay, so when we release the unnecessary thoughts in our heads, we get rid of the unnecessary. We let go of what no longer serves us. We heal and we grow from past relationships. That's when we can bring in the new and have that take root. You have the Dreams card, okay? So my guides are showing me the word prioritize again, which is what I felt when I was seeing some of these cards. Prioritizing ourselves, prioritizing the positive, and prioritizing the life that we want to create, right? So when we rid ourselves of the negative thoughts, we can move forward. So, prioritizing, what is it that we want in our lives? What goals do we want to work towards, Aquarius? That is a really important thing as well. For me, there's so many things that I want to bring in that sometimes I have difficulty because all of them are up in my head and I'm like, oh, okay, which one? Which one? Which one? Which one? Slow down, Jenna. Slow down, Jenna. Slow down, Jenna. And then I have to take some time to figure out what is priority right now. What is priority? With my goals of being financially free, my first priority was paying off my credit card because it was the smallest amount compared to, say, my student loans. Okay, done. All right, figured that out and felt good. Now I have all the other things and I just have to figure out, okay, what's the next step? That's what I'm kind of getting here, right? I'm kind of getting that here. Figuring out the next step. Okay. So my guides are saying one way to get out of our heads is to take a step back from all of that thinking, especially in regards to maybe working towards goals or trying to work on our healing journeys. Sometimes it's good for us to take a step back and just enjoy ourselves for a little bit, relax, do whatever it is that you would feel happiest to do. You do have joy. When I lifted up the music card, there was joy. Okay? Taking some time to do that because that can help us refocus. That can help bring us perspective. I went out this weekend with some friends. We went shopping and then we had a games day and it was a lot of fun. And did it bring up some of the things that I wish that I had? Yeah. And I thought, okay, that's the next step then. Yeah, that'll be the next step then. So for example, I don't have my license right now, so that I know that's the next step for that. And that, it's funny, the card moved. To me, that was like signifying, now I know which direction to go in, right? But some of you are really, really being encouraged to take a step back and to have some fun. It's not fun when we are constantly thinking about things or we have so much chaos going on in our heads. A lot of us tend to go towards, say, watching TV or YouTube to kind of take a step back, so we're not really thinking. We get to do something that we enjoy. You also have that benefit from doing something else that you enjoy, right? I know when I've had a chaotic day, I just want to sit down and maybe watch some TV and just kind of relax and calm. But we also have the benefit of, say, me playing games with my friends, us going for a walk, doing something that's fun for us. That can really help us get out of our heads as well. And that gives us time to receive messages from our intuition and from our spiritual team that can help us with these situations. So if you surrendered a situation to your spiritual team and you're still living with the chaos in your head, it's hard for you to receive that message, okay? But if you take a step back, even if you just play some music, dance around your kitchen, that allows you to open up a bit to receive those messages. That's what I'm receiving right now. You do have the use your hands card, so doing something that you enjoy, something that you can focus on to get yourself out of your head, okay? Get yourself out of your head. Okay. Yeah. I'm definitely feeling more calm than I did at the beginning of this reading. And my guides are saying, Jenna, isn't it better to sing a song that you enjoy that makes you feel good, or to do something that you enjoy that makes you feel good, than obsess over situations that never happened, or to think of old Seinfeld episodes and recreate them in your mind? Yeah, a lot better. A lot better. A lot. Okay. They are also saying that when we clear our heads, it helps us to enjoy life more. They're showing me playing games with my friends, And before, I would be so obsessed of the thinking, what are other people thinking about me? Do I look like a loser? Oh, I'm never going to be able to do this. We're playing Pictionary. So I'm like, oh, people aren't going to understand what, what I'm drawing, all of those things, and all these negative things about myself, worrying what other people were thinking about me. They're my friends. They weren't thinking that. But now I'm able to enjoy the process, enjoy the games, and I enjoy the fun, enjoy my life more because I took the time to cleanse all of the negative aspects, negative thoughts, feelings, the unnecessary thoughts and feelings that were going on. So really taking the time to let that go. Because if you want to have your dreams and you want to have a good life and be happy, but you have all of this stuff going on in your head, we need to clear that first, honey. Okay? And that's the first step. That's a really, really positive thing. And it can happen quicker than you think. And I know that. I know that for a fact. It was like with me, like a switch just went like this. For those of you who are interested, Tasha Silver's book, Outrageous Openness, that really, really helped me to kind of let a lot of things go. I was trying so hard to control everything, and other people, to some degree, control every aspect of my life, and I just had all of this stuff and all of this chaos going on in my mind, and it was so unhealthy. And I'm so glad that I've read that book, and I'm so glad of every other method that I have tried to help get me away from that. But that was the first step that really helped me, surrendering it, certain situations to your angels and guides, okay? Asking them for guidance, right? Okay. All right, Aquarius, I'm going to end your video right there. I hope you enjoyed this message. Please let me know if it resonated, and hopefully I see you in the next video. Thank you. Bye.